Hey everyone, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Happy Hanukkah.
Welcome to the Christmas special of Ching and Wagner Salsa Movies. I'm Jeff Ching.
I'm Warren Wagner.
And tonight, first off, we'll be reviewing the top two grossing movies of the holiday season, which are The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, and Frozen.
And then we'll be doing American Hustle, Anchorman 2, and Her.
And just a note, one of those five movies is not only our picks for the worst movie of the year, it just might be one of the worst movies of the decade.
And for the video pick, we'll be doing our favorite holiday film.
Alright, so as you can see, I got Christmas Kush, specially for the Christmas episode. You ready to get fucked up?
Let's do it.
Last episode you wore a bow tie, and I thought that look really worked for you, but you weren't able to buy another bow tie.
Yeah.
So, Merry Christmas. I got you a bow tie. So I don't know if I have the greatest fashion sense, but you know, this is a bow tie you can wear with pride.
Okay.
So yeah, Merry Christmas. Show it to the camera.
I'm gonna put it on.
You should.
You've changed, Bilbo Baggins. You're not the same Hobbit as the one who left the Shire.
Our first review is The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. And once again, Warren, I bet you
Just
Warren,
shut the fuck up.
Warren's going to be texting and masturbating this episode, which is not okay. You gotta masturbate on your own time, and you gotta do the show on your own time.
I can't hear you. I'm just thinking asshole right now.
So, our first review is, I'm going to take this hat off. The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare it to two other movies that we reviewed on the show, which are Pacific Rim and Thor the Dark World. I think it's fair to compare them because they're all like big budget action fantasy movies. They're all special effects heavy. And unfortunately, I saw all three of these movies sober. I should have been stoned for all of them, but I wasn't. If I could see one of those again, fucked out of my mind, it would definitely be The Hobbit.
Really?
Like, certain parts of the movie tripped me the fuck out when I wasn't even high. I was sober, and I was tripped out when like the spiders were talking to each other in 3D. Like, it was crazy. But anyways, so a few key things is I think this movie makes great use of 3D. Like, you really missed out by not seeing it in 3D. They use the 3D very intelligently. Like, the part with the giant spiders attacking is fucking intense when the spiders are right in your face. And the entire movie, they hype up the quest to finally get to Smaug. And Smaug is like this crazy evil dragon. So they spend a lot of time having the characters like shit their pants anytime they hear Smaug's name.
Yeah, can we just clarify? Because I was masturbating a lot while I was watching this film. I wasn't fully paying attention. And they made it clear we need to get this jewel from the dragon. I thought they had to just kill the dragon and take over the fucking castle because that was the point of the film. So
They couldn't kill the dragon. They had to steal the jewel.
But what's the point of the jewel? Because I admit that I was coming during a lot of this, so I missed a lot of it because I was doing other things because I was bored. But like, what was the point of? Why was the jewel? I must have missed that scene.
I don't know if how valid your review can be. It was just
Okay,
I was
question.
masturbating during a fantasy movie with
Answer
dragons.
my question then. Answer my question.
Well, they had to steal the jewel. Like, they know that killing Smaug is so fucking difficult. So like, we got to steal the jewel, and then
But what's the jewel have to do with any of this?
They need the jewel for some
See,
thing.
you didn't even have your hand on your dick, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You can't explain the jewel either. You can't explain it any more than me.
I still think that's fucked up that you masturbate during a movie with dragons.
If you knew what I was...
Did you blow your load all over the dragon?
Yeah. Totally. But I think this shows a lot about what the film is, that I was jerking off and half paying attention, and you and I are basically the same level of understanding of this film. You can't answer any of my questions.
I'll admit there were times I was a little tired. Sometimes I may have not paid attention during a few dialogue scenes. But overall, no, only you. I think you are the only person ever to jerk off during The Hobbit 2 in the history of humankind.
No, that can't.
Not even Lord of the Rings nerds would do that.
No, okay, maybe 12 Years a Slave, I have a record for that one. I'll take that. But The Hobbit, no, I'm sure a lot of people jerked off during The Hobbit. I'm sure of that.
Why wouldn't you just stop the movie and do your sexting on your own time and be like, okay, I got to go back to watching The Hobbit and then, get back to the movie.
I don't believe in, stopping my life for that kind of thing. I don't.
All right, I don't even remember. Okay, so I don't even know where to begin after all of this. I was jerking off during the Hobbit talk. I don't even know where to continue. But, okay, the main thing is make sure you see this movie in 3D. The 3D is phenomenal. And especially, so they spend an awful lot of time hyping out how crazy scary Smaug the dragon is. And you know what? They deliver. When Smaug finally shows up in 3D, he is so fucking intimidating. I will say he is the scariest, most badass dragon in the history of dragons and movies. And
there's a big history of dragons.
And the dragon gets the best dialogue of any character, and he's just a smart ass evil fucker. Like he enjoys toying with the guys, and he could kill them immediately, but he'd rather just mess with them and make them shit their pants. He is such a badass villain. The movie just has some of the best action scenes. They have one of the best prison escapes I've seen in a long time involving barrels. And I think The Hobbit probably has the most memorable action scenes of any movie this year.
Oh, no way in hell.
And like I said, the
Captain
dragon...
Phillips, the scene when the pirates board the ship is a much better action scene.
The prison escape is fucking insane in The Hobbit. I loved it. So I'm gonna give this movie 3.5 stars. I can't quite give it 4. I know this is annoying criticism, but the movie is long. There's quite a lot they could have cut out, and Gandalf kind of fucking off and doing his own thing. That just went nowhere. Okay,
well, I'll give it I think it's better than Pacific Rim and Thor 2. Mm-hmm. The dragon is the best part of the film, I think. He's great in it. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed all the scenes where he's talking to Bilbo and stuff like that. I really enjoyed those scenes. He's not the best villain of the year. The best villain of the year is the bad guy in Captain Phillips. Those scenes are much more intense. Okay, so my biggest argument or complaint about The Hobbit is actually, it's what I had a problem with the first one is that they don't have character development on the other Hobbits. And so you don't care if any of them survive or die. There's the fat one and the bald one. But it takes a lot of the tension out of the film when you don't know the characters and you don't care about them. They're just a bunch of random midgets walking around, and if they die, you don't really give a fuck.
But there's so many characters, though, that they have to handle. But bottom line is Bilbo has plenty of development, and they've developed the two archers and the love triangle. With the two archers and then that other dude. Yeah, I just think
the film would be more powerful if there was that you cared about all the little hobbits and you were worried about their safety. I think the film.
I was worried about Bilbo's safety, so I was invested in that Bilbo guy.
And okay, I loved the dragon. He was the best part of the film. The scenes with the dragon were great. Mm-hmm. I give it 2.5 stars.
Okay, at least you didn't give it half a star.
No, I'm not an asshole. There were good points in the film. I loved the dragon stuff. There's certain character development with Bilbo Baggins that works for me. So yes, I will give it 2.5. It was not a terrible film, but it's a very flawed film because it should have only been 1, not 3.
Bees will buzz, kids will blow dandelion fuzz, and I'll be doing whatever snow does in summer.
Our next film that we're reviewing is Frozen. It's the Disney Pixar film.
Not Pixar.
I thought they.
No, Pixar had nothing to do with it. It was just Disney.
I thought Disney owned Pixar.
But
so-
Pixar had nothing to do with this movie. Pixar did Monsters University. That was theirs.
Our next film is Frozen. It's by Disney. It's an animated film. And so yeah, I really liked this film a lot. I thought the voice acting was really great in it. All the musical numbers were really funny and clever. It's a really funny movie. It's smart. It's touching. It has great moments. What I like the most about it is that it's a princess story, but it's not like sexist bullshit you usually get with a princess story. It's very smart, and it has like some good values for women. It's not just a piece of shit. Chew your fucking chips, you fucking asshole. I was very happy with how the film wraps itself up, and we're not going to talk about how it wraps itself up, but it's a good film for women. It's not saying you need a man to be a princess. It's a very smart film.
No.
My only issue with it is and this is a lot of musicals that come out nowadays. They have musical numbers in the first half, and they kind of stop, and they just kind of try to wrap up the story, and they have like a big musical number at the end. There were a few, like, at one point, the villain reveals himself, and they should have had a musical number there, and they didn't.
I agree. That would have been a lot of fun.
So yeah, I think they missed out on a few opportunities for musical numbers that could have been really funny, and they did not go with them just because that's just how most cartoon musicals are. But besides that, let me see, how many stars do I give this? I rate the films when I'm sober, so I can talk about them when I'm drunk. So yeah, I give it 4 stars. I
Okay.
liked it that much. It was amazing. It was a great film. It's the best animated film I've seen in a very long time.
Okay. You see, aren't you glad that I drag you to movies like Frozen?
Well, you didn't drag me to it. Our audience dragged me to
No,
it.
I dragged you
Our
to
audience.
the movie.
Our audience dragged us.
That was my rationale. Like, because the movie's popular, we got to see it. I liked the movie quite a lot more than you did. I think Frozen is the best mainstream Hollywood movie of 2013. There are a few indies I like better, but Frozen is simply the best blockbuster movie that came out this
you
year.
think it's better than like Gravity and Captain Phillips?
Yes, fuck yes.
Really? Okay.
I give Frozen 5 stars. My one complaint about the movie is why couldn't the opening credits explode in 3D? That's my one complaint about the movie. I saw the Frozen, and I'm like, explode in 3D, and it doesn't.
That's your complaint?
That's my one complaint. Besides that, it's a hilarious movie from beginning to end.
I think you should just leave right now. If that's your complaint, and I'll just.
The musical numbers seriously rival like the musical numbers of the Monty Python movies or Singing in the Rain. Like, they are that funny. There's so much creativity to the comedy writing. There's so much depth to the main character, and like she's so charming, but she's so full of insecurities and neuroses.
Yeah, she's a great main character, and Emma Stone does a great job playing her.
Yeah, I will even say this is a substance over style movie. Like, it's a great looking movie, but it's a script that makes the movie great. Like, most kids' movies follow a very predictable structure because the movie appeals to kids. You know, they have to make it simple. So I was very surprised when quite a few times I was wrong with my prediction was what was going to happen next. And
Yeah.
just when I thought I knew the feel-good ending that was going to come, they deliver something that's so much deeper than what I thought was going to happen. Dick neck. Okay, let's move on to the next review.
Sometimes I'd rather have just a beer can as my co-host than an empty beer can as my co-host than you.
I respect you.
I think you do other things besides respect me.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
It's just hard for me to control my passion. I'm a very passionate person. We're from New York. You understand this. He goes ice fishing in the Midwest.
That was told to you in confidence.
He's an ice fishing guy. Look at him.
Okay, so American Hustle. It's David O. Russell's follow-up to Silver Linings Playbook. This time he has like an all-star cast extravaganza. Actors from The Fighter and from Silver Linings Playbook all together in this huge cast in what's the fucking movie we're reviewing?
American Hustle.
American Hustle. Yeah, adjust your dick there. So yeah, American Hustle is a con man movie that involves the FBI working with a con man played by Christian Bale and his partner Amy Adams, basically to entrap politicians into taking bribes. And so it's about the ab scam scandal that happened. I think it was in the 80s, and I have to say
I think it's the 70s. Actually.
70s. Okay. This movie I think it was the best movie they could have made out of the scandal. Like, I'm sure if you read the story of the scandal, it's not all that interesting, but David O. Russell has just made this movie with so much energy, and like actors who just have, all the actors do play their roles over the top except for one, but they have so much fun with their roles. The movie is hilarious from beginning to end. So all the critics always mention, the obvious Christian Bale, Amy Adams, Jennifer Lawrence. But what annoys me is the lack of reviews that compliment Louis C.K., who I think we both agreed he was the best part of the movie.
I was literally in tears every moment he
Yeah.
was on camera. Like every single frame, I
Yeah.
was just in tears laughing at how well he was doing.
Yeah. Hey, like him and Bradley Cooper have great comedic chemistry
Yeah.
with each other, but Louis C.K., that might have been the best straight man performance of any movie this year. Like,
Yeah.
he was not going for laughs. He played the role totally straight, but it was the way he reacted to Bradley Cooper that was just hilarious every single time. But yeah, like you were saying, yeah, critics have just been blowing their load all over this movie. And I gotta say, I gotta jump on the giant critic cum wagon. I'm giving this movie 4.5 stars. I think it is just so entertaining and so funny from beginning to end.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have many complaints with what you're saying about this film. I give it 4 stars. I didn't like it as much as you.
Yeah.
Louis C.K. sold the film for me. If he wasn't in it, I probably wouldn't be giving it as high of a rating as I am.
I would, if he got a Best Supporting Actor nomination, that'd be amazing. But we know that'll never happen.
I would come myself.
It's just green.
No, there's a map there. Look at the monitor.
Right? Oh, God. Ron, where's my legs? Where are my legs?
Your legs are there.
I don't have any legs, Ron.
So, in 2004, we got the first Anchorman. It's a movie I wasn't all that excited to see, but the movie surprised me a lot. It actually made my top 10 list for 2004 for the best movies of the year. I expected a mediocre movie, and yeah, to my surprise, Anchorman 2 is making my top 10 list. Not the top 10 best movies of 2013, more like the top 10 worst movies in the history of humankind. I did not expect Anchorman 2 to be worse than The Love Guru, and even be a worse sequel than Goldmember, like the third Austin Powers movie.
Have you seen The Love Guru?
It was better than Anchorman 2.
You've seen it though?
Yes, I saw The Love Guru just to see how bad it was. Anchorman 1, at least it had a level of restraint. The movie knew when to take the performances over the top. They knew when to do the stupid humor. They knew how to build up jokes. And because like the Go Fuck Yourself San Diego is brilliant because they did such a good job of building and building to that joke. But this movie just felt like a whole bunch of improvised scenes. Like the script, I'm curious to see just how terrible the actual screenplay is. Like whether someone wrote it like on toilet paper with fecal matter. Like that's a metaphor for how bad the screenplay is.
Yeah, I mean, because they have some of the funniest actors in Hollywood.
Yeah, and it's such a
who
waste.
are good at improvising. So how bad was the original script?
Yeah.
If the amazing improvisers could not save the film.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see the original screenplay.
It was a dreadful 2 hours. I saw this movie the day after the Great Ice Storm in Toronto. So that day it took me 2 hours to get to work from my home when it usually takes 20 minutes. And that experience of being in the bus, freezing my ass off, was more enjoyable than sitting through Anchorman 2. So for the first time, I'm giving this a movie half a star.
But I have my mic on my dick. Is that okay? Camera? Okay. I don't know, it's like... I was expecting to be just relatively similar to Anchorman 1, where it's like, you know, it's a dumb fucking film, but it's entertaining and has laughs and stuff like that. And it's just like, there were so many jokes in it, they were just... I've seen them done so many times before.
Yeah.
I'm poor. I'm a poor person. And so I make my co-producer, Jeffrey Ching, pay for all my movies that I go to, and he pays for the alcohol.
Actually, no, Scott does.
Dirk Rockford pays for all the alcohol. So I actually paid for all of the TTC and the ticket to Anchorman 2 because Jeffrey here wanted to pay for Saving Mr. Banks and sneak into Anchorman 2.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm happy to say. I snuck into Anchorman. I did not pay to see that piece of shit.
It's really interesting.
Yes,
I'd
I
like my
rule.
money back.
Tough titties.
Give me my money back. I'm not going to finish my review until you give me my money back for
Just
Anchorman
give the
2.
movie a rating.
No, give me...
I will give you 1 TTC token.
No, I want my money back for
That
Anchorman
last
2.
offer, not negotiable.
No.
I'll give you 1 TTC token. Take the offer or leave it.
This is like, I'll start a fucking union.
You can't, you're a co-producer. You can't like be a union. What the fuck?
This is awkward.
So you're just gonna sit here and...
I'm just going to sit here
nothing.
until you give me my money back.
Yo, seriously, we're wasting the cameras. So just finish it. Just give your rating.
Okay. So, I've thought long and hard about what I'd rate this film.
Mm-hmm.
What did you rate this film?
Half a star.
That's too much for me.
Okay.
I cannot give it any stars at all. So I have to create my own rating system for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 1 moon. So I'm just going to pull my pants down. I'm going to moon the camera. And we're just going to call it that, okay?
Well, there you have it, folks. I guess the lowest rating is a moon. Giving a movie like Anchorman 0 stars is giving it too much credit. It's a moon. It's that offensively bad.
You fucking owe me $10.
Earlier I was thinking about how I was annoyed, and this is gonna sound strange, but I was really excited about that. And then I was thinking about the other things I've been feeling, and I caught myself feeling proud of that, you know, proud of having my own feelings about the world, like...
I really loved this film. Let me just check why I loved this film.
Is there jizz all over your notes too?
No, I didn't take the notes while I was watching 12 Years a Slave. Okay, so I loved this film because it captures the feeling of loneliness so well. I really felt like it just, you know, it capture the feeling of loneliness, okay? And it really kind of knew what it felt like to be divorced. It's like those feelings. I think, Spike Jonze has been divorced from Sofia Coppola for a few years. He wrote the script, so I feel like maybe he took some of that. Mm-hmm. Where it wasn't even like it was a really nasty divorce with Joaquin Phoenix and his wife. It was an amicable one, but it was still like, you've been married to someone for so long, you only know how to be a husband now, and now you're not a husband. And so that's a really strange feeling, and I've experienced that. Joaquin Phoenix was just so amazing in the film. I think he really just did a great job. I couldn't have pictured anyone else in this part besides Joaquin Phoenix. He just did a great job. I'm really drunk. It was a lot funnier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Like, from the trailers, it looked like a very deep, emotional movie about loneliness. And
it is one of the funniest movies.
It proved to be a very good, deep film about loneliness, but it's also fucking hilarious. And the video game character is hilarious. And just like Joaquin Phoenix's interactions are great.
I love the idea of like self-aware video game characters.
Yeah.
Like where they know their place in a video game. Like that was clever.
Yeah. I was laughing a lot more than I thought I was in this film.
Yeah.
And also just like, and I know you don't agree with me on this, but the film is kind of a silly premise. It's a guy who falls in love with his fucking operating system.
Yeah.
It's goofy premise, but I feel like they took this premise and made it into a very powerful, dramatic storyline. Like, when they had drama in the parts about what was going on with this computer and this human, it was very touching and dramatic and sad, and like, I really felt it and connected with it. So, I don't know, I give it 4.5 stars. I think it's one of the best films of the year, and it did everything it was trying to do, I think. I think it was one of the best films.
Okay, I think it's a very good movie, but I'm giving it 4 stars. I'm not rating it as high as you. I agree. It's a really smart movie. I love the premise. I love the way they depict the future. Like, I thought they had a lot of fun with that. And like the movie's a commentary about like how technology kind of makes everyone just stuck in their own bubbles, and how it's like we have a colder relationship with humans around us with this new advanced technology.
Yeah, and I feel like it's one of those films, like a lot of futuristic films go a little too far with it, but it felt like I could see this in like 5 years. Like a lot of what
I'd say maybe more, like 10, 15 years.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm gay, so I'm on Grindr, so I feel more of like the disconnect to humans.
I just learned what that was today.
I just think the film captures a lot of that, and I think it like watching it, I didn't feel like, oh, this is a futuristic movie. I connected with so much of it that it didn't feel like futuristic.
Okay. I really love the science fiction aspect of the movie, of like their depiction of the future, and I think the movie was hilarious. I almost wish the entire movie was a comedy, because where we differ, the dramatic moments didn't work as well for me.
Yeah.
It's so ambitious what they try. They try really hard to make us really care about this human operating system romance, but I just could not connect with this movie emotionally. And I enjoyed Joaquin Phoenix's scenes with like Amy Adams a lot more than like the scenes with him talking to the OS.
I don't know, it's like with Grindr culture, you're talking to people you might never meet, and it's just like I connect with that a lot. Just like you talk to someone.
Everyone has internet friends, yeah.
Yeah, we started as internet friends, but it's like a sexual relationship and a
worst decision of my life.
It was. It really
and
was.
yours.
Yeah, it was.
Our
terrible.
paths never should have crossed.
No.
But yeah, I feel like the movie, I feel like for you, like during the romantic scenes, you were really wrapped up in the romance between him and the computer. I just wasn't. I thought the scenes were good, but I wasn't that into the scenes.
Well, you should find a straight.
I'd say 4 stars.
You should find a straight Grinder, and you would have given it 4.5.
Well, I'm sorry that I'm not hornier. I'm not
No.
I'm not some horny baboon like you. When you have to masturbate, you're just like, oh, 12 years a slave, whatever. I gotta masturbate anyways.
So now we're gonna do our video picks of our favorite holiday film. This one was pretty easy for me. Pulled that out of my underwear. So yeah, for me, my favorite holiday film is It's a Wonderful Life. Everyone picks this film, yes, but I think I have different reasons for why I like it.
Boring choice. I'm gonna sleep through your review.
No, fuck you.
I'm lazy boy out. I'm gonna sleep while you pick the most predictable choice of Christmas movies.
Then I'm gonna piss on you while you're doing your fucking pick. It's actually quite a dark film. The first hour and a half, the majority of the film is before the angel comes down to earth, like Clarence.
Yeah.
And it's just, you watch a good man slowly be shit on by life and just destroyed. And his ambition, and he's naive, and it's all ruined, and he's just completely destroyed by life and pushed to suicide. And the last half an hour is kind of like the angel comes and saves him. It's such a heartbreaking film, and I don't think any other film captures just someone's downfall as good as It's a Wonderful Life.
I don't know. All I'm getting is you love It's a Wonderful Life because it's a great misery porn movie. Is what it sounds like.
It's the first misery porn, and it does it so well.
Oh, okay. I'll say
powerful.
your justification for it is good. When you said holiday movie that can include New Year's Eve, then I'm gonna go with a low-budget romantic comedy that really deserves way more attention. It's called In Search of a Midnight Kiss, and this is a movie about New Year's Eve, and this is a movie that I have to say very accurately captures loneliness, and I like this movie owes a lot to Before Sunrise. It follows the same format of two characters meet, and the whole movie is just the night they spend together and the romance that happens, and then the impending complications that will happen at the end. So it follows, but I'd say a good way to describe it is it's Before Sunrise meets Knocked Up. It's not quite as deep as Before Sunrise, but the movie mixes philosophy with great raunchy lowbrow humor extremely well. I love the idea of a romance about two people who meet over Craigslist. I love the movie. I give that one 5 stars.
You have a great pick for best holiday film. It's probably close up there with It's a Wonderful Life with me.
Yeah, great movie.
Yeah. So yeah, good pick. For once, I'll say that you have a decent pick.
All right, so that's it for the Christmas episode. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I hope you enjoyed watching Ching and Professor Dickneck at the movies.
My dick just cracked because I yawned. I don't know what happened there.
No, your mic just fell off your dick.